Everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise. Today we are covering two episodes,
Yeah.
8 and 9.
Hmm.
We know we were away last week. And I gotta be honest, it makes more sense for us to batch the last two episodes because
Absolutely.
they made way more sense. Because I hate when most Matt Sharp Entertainment productions, there's a lull in the season right before the end. And I'm be like, you
Yes.
would think it's ramping up towards the end, but that's not what's happening.
I feel like they do that on purpose because they already do content in a way where it's like the recaps and then the follow-ups
Hmm.
or the foreshadowings to what's literally getting ready to happen after the commercial. Like they do a lot of extra shit and I feel like they do it on purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, let's start with oof. We could do Alex and Adriano.
Oh,
We could start with them.
yeah.
Fabio and I don't even know what to call her. She's like a character in a Terry McMillan
Insecure.
novel. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She is a character in a Terry McMillan novel, or she is a
Mhm.
character on Insecure.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She looks like a Drake fan because Drake
Yes.
fans all look alike, but that's it's true. It's how my theory about foreign exchange fans all looking alike
That one is
stands true.
that one is funnier to me than it should be. And it's and
And
every time you say it, I get a barrage of messages from people that are like, "What the fuck does that even mean?" I'm
if you
like,
have to ask, you'll
simmer
never
down and go
know.
listen to Connected, okay?
Yeah.
Get out of my fucking messages.
20 years this year of Connected, by the way.
Word, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Word, 20
Uh-huh.
years.
It came out in 2004, I believe. Yep.
I remember I put one of my homeboys in the Bay. Actually, I think he was
Hmm.
from Sacramento, maybe.
Hmm.
I went there for his wedding. Remember when I? That's what it was.
You
Okay,
went to
I went for a
NorCal for a
wedding.
wedding.
I was like, there had to be a reason. Why was that the first place I ever visited in California? It was
Yeah.
a wedding, and I put him on to foreign exchange in general, and Leave It All Behind had just come out, like just dropped,
Mm.
and he was in love. He was like, "How have I not? What? Where have I been?" Because he was a Little Brother fan.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was like, "No, yeah, this is a whole different vibe." Do you know this nigga loved it so much that he played the entire Leave It All Behind album at his reception?
I don't know if that's an album you should play at a reception or a wedding gathering.
No need to take off your coat. No need
Yeah.
to take off your
Your
shoes.
shoes. Yeah.
Usually you can stay, but not today. Not
Yeah.
today. That's not what you want to
He tells me all his secrets. He thinks
play.
nobody
He
knows.
knows.
That's not something you play at a joyous love occasion.
It's not. But it
No.
was like it was nice because obviously Nicole's beats and production is soothing.
Mm-hmm.
But as a person who actually knew the content of the music, I was like, I don't know if this is a good omen, my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are they still together?
I should check into that actually. I lost touch.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
no, no beef, just lost touch, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, speaking of non-loving joyous occasions, Alex and Adriano. Um,
Ooh.
so I remember last time we chatted a while ago with them, she had a horrible dinner with his mother, her
Mhm.
lover, and her lord because she had a fight over that bucatini, okay?
Oh, oh, but it looked delicious. My
Oh
God.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Pleasant, pleasant.
So, they're back still being draining. And so she's like, we're gonna like put table all of this because that's what young millennials or old Gen Z people do. We don't address problems, you know. So they decide to go to the beach.
Oh yeah, with his not gay friend.
Yes, who the his not gay friend that wants to do him, Gaetano,
Yeah, but he
or
just
have
wants to do
threesomes with
him.
him.
He's not gay.
No,
Yeah.
no, 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 which is a thing, but
Yes,
he
it is.
still is sexually attracted to his friend.
Absolutely. And then
Yes.
like he was like, "Oh yes, now kiss, oh kiss again." Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, freaky ass nigga here, 69.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently, Tiffany, her cousin, is like Gaetano's date for the day.
Yeah,
So it's not awkward, and he's like bringing a third, right?
I enjoy her.
Yeah. She's a good time, but he brings up threesomes again. Well, Gaetano and Adriana bring up threesomes again,
Yeah,
and of course, Drake fan is like, no, I
threesomes
don't.
and God,
Yeah,
an
and she's like,
appropriate conversation.
mm. However, they look over to the left, and
Mm.
Adriano sees, a group of, fine young women,
Yeah, little
and
flawless.
and he's like, "Hey, we should, give them the old send them a drink. We saw you were cute at the bar,
Yeah,
that kind of thing. And, we should take one of them out just to see how it goes." And Mama Drake
Bonds or
fan
nuke.
Bond Nuke,
Yeah.
she's like, "No, you're not. We're supposed to be. It's just supposed to be us,
Mm-hmm.
but you into other girls on the beach." And he's like, "Well, I'm never gonna stop asking you for threesomes. So
Wild business.
I don't know what we're doing here." So she's kind of having this stupid existential crisis when she knows she needs to leave him because he's not changing his mind, and neither are you.
No. Uh-uh.
Although you've already changed your mind on him, which is why he keep asking. Because if you would have said no from jump, then he wouldn't be asking you,
But
and you wouldn't be in
also,
this
that nigga
situation.
don't respect boundaries at
He
all.
does not. He
Like,
does
or
not.
he don't respect. A lot of people don't respect people changing their minds, but he doesn't respect her changing her mind or her boundaries.
No. But I also gotta like y'all broke up twice over this. What makes you think the third time is not always the charm?
That's my problem. That's my
Like,
problem because I'm like, girl, you know better than this.
yeah.
Like, you are
Like,
letting yourselves of steam.
and see, this is a proof positive that therapists don't have their shit together either. Because remember, her profession is a family marriage therapist. So she is like
No, they
having the
no,
most
no.
toxic type of dynamic. A man who does not respect your boundaries or recognizes race in your relationship, who is like 4,000 miles away from you and has no similar belief
And your
systems as you
clients
do.
are watching you make a donkey of yourself on the TV by
Let me
continuing to go against your own boundaries, against your own all the things that you know don't align with your values as a person. They're watching you do this, and you think they're getting ready to come and trust you to come tell them what they need to do with their lives or help them figure out what to do with their lives. I'd watch that and be like,
exactly.
girl, go to hell. That's how old girl got demoted from Whataburger. Like, y'all got to
I'm
get
not
off the
ordering
TV.
fries
Hello.
from her. Fuck out of here. That's poor decisions over my jalapeno
What?
ranch.
I don't want you and my spicy. Are you tainting my spicy ketchup, bitch? And this one
Yeah.
here, and I'm supposed to put my well-being in your hands
Mm-mm.
while I
We got
watch
y'all
you.
my ass.
Right? While you tell a nigga I don't want to do this, and he's like, "Pish posh, we're doing it." Like,
Yeah.
girl,
Uh,
no. Mm-mm.
so the next episode, episode 9, is her last few days in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still fuming over the proposition of for a threesome on the beach because she's, putting two and two together and realizing that, he this isn't gonna work.
Don't forget, don't forget her conversation with her family members
Oh no,
before
that's
that.
coming.
Oh, okay, all right.
So Tiffany is about to go home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember, she has been backpacking through Europe. She's on a, black girl eat, pray, love journey.
And I love
Love
that.
that for her.
Yeah, love it.
And so she, as soon as she walks in the door, she lets it known, I don't like that nigga
I
you
don't.
with.
Yeah, I don't like them. and
I
she
don't like
finds out she about to like him even less.
Mhm.
She don't
So,
like him, but
like
he likes her.
right. So, Tiffany was like, "Alright, since, bitch, you not gonna listen to your cousin," which happens, we gonna call auntie. So, auntie is clearly the matriarch of the family.
I love how she answered like an auntie because she saw the
She in the
bottom of
bed.
the bottom of her chin. They said, "What you doing?" She said, "Nothing. What's up?"
In the bed.
What do you
I know she
want?
was watching 2020.
You know she was folding
Mhm.
drawers.
Mhm, mhm. So yes, they FaceTime Auntie Christy, the non-traditional spelling.
Yes.
And so they tell her, Tiffany is like, she ain't had the best of time here with this nigga. Like he's a non-believer. He don't believe in Christ. That's how I
Mm-mm.
know they real Christian because they said Christ like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. And somebody call somebody a believer.
yeah.
I'm a believer.
hmm hmm I was like, oh, they saved for real. And
Mm-hmm.
then, well, not that saved because I know she fucking that nigga down. But
Yeah, and Tiffany might have fucked that little German
Gaetano.
nigga. I don't.
hmm
She might have.
Yeah. But in the middle of the conversation, Alex decides to drop a bomb and say that last night Adriano intimated that they should have a threesome with Tiffany, her cousin.
And you know what pissed me off the whole time in all of the discussions around this conversation?
Mhm.
They kept saying it was inappropriate. It was inappropriate. It's inappropriate. Not one time did y'all say that it's just nasty.
Yeah, like no one's trying to do no Lannister love here, number one.
This is my first cousin.
Yeah, and also, why would I want my cousin fucking my nigga like that? Like that's it like
Why do I
it's just
want to be
so many
butt naked
layers.
in the room with my cousin?
Cousin,
Like,
right.
now I
That's
mean,
so
outside of me getting dressed and like taking you know what I'm saying, like normal,
yeah.
normal cousin shit, not
Yeah.
Kentucky cousin shit.
Yeah. Like why on earth would that be a thing?
Ooh, that was nasty.
Tiffany's rationale in her confessional, she was like, "We can't have family dinner. We can't have Christmas
You're not wrong.
with this nigga. Like,
Okay.
he just don't fit with his
No.
ideas and ideals."
He's trying to fuck us
Yeah,
together.
yeah. He
Ew.
not like us.
He not.
So, yeah, no. Tiffany with the E is big mad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so Auntie Christy is like, "Honey, this ain't gonna work."
Bitch,
Like.
this is not it. Like, get
And
a
you know
grip.
it's not gonna work. So
Right.
why are we here? You wasted up just free airtime Wi-Fi. You wasted my Wi-Fi to tell me about some shit that you already know. That's not gonna work.
And she said it. She was like, I know I should be leaving with Tiffany, non traditional spelling. But
hmm
I'm going to go on this boat ride, though.
Yeah. So, and this is how I was like, oh, yeah, he's fucking her down because he picks her up in a Vespa.
This nigga,
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this is how I know. Um, I was talking to a friend of mine a long time ago about how being dickmatized is for people who don't get dick regularly because
Oh my
there is
God.
no reason why she's so dickmatized. Like
Can we have an
there's a
honest conversation?
we
Let me
sure
tell you
can.
something. There is so much dick in this world. Okay?
All kinds.
Terrible dick, wonderful dick, too wide dick, too long, long enough. Like, there's so
White,
much.
black,
Yeah, oh,
pink,
pink,
purple.
maroon, magenta. There's so much dick in it because I used to label myself. The gays about to be mad at me. I used to label myself a gold star because I never had sex with a white man. So I always imagined that their penises, when they would get excited, turned like a magenta.
Yeah, they changed colors. It's like a Technicolor dream penis.
Or a mood ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it could be this color, it could be their flesh color. Yeah, it changes. But also Puerto Ricans ones change too, but that's another thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. Any if you lack melanin, the blood it changes. Anywho,
Damn.
but yes,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
compared to me, it'll
Yeah.
change,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know.
There we go. I was like diasporic, but I see what you're trying.
Mhm.
Yes. Anywho,
Mhm.
yes.
Mhm.
So back there's so much penis in this world,
That she is so hung up on this one that's dumped you twice.
and keeps wanting to stick it in somebody else with you when you're saying you don't want to.
Hello? Like it's not this is not okay, and I want you to get a fucking grip.
You need to
Like
go fuck his friend or something. Like I need you to
mm,
go. I need her
yeah.
to go get. I need her to go get like. I want like a just a stream of dicks. You know what I'm saying? I want
Mhm.
mama to go
Mhm.
on an eat, pray, love journey with dick, so that she can get a fucking grip and recognize that that is not the reason why you stay with a nigga and endure all of this.
She needs to be on a show like Love is Blind or like something Netflixy because she's totally into like she's moving into a phase that a
Yeah.
lot of black women move into when they let religion take over their lives. Because it's true because
I'm at
no shade
Auntie
has
Age.
happened to
I'm at Auntie Age. I
yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't.
It,
I'd be
it
having.
goes either way.
It
Either you have a
does.
realization of like what life is truly is, and you accept it, and
Yeah.
you move on like a real nigga, or you allow religious doctrine to control your life because
I've had a
mm,
couple homegirls where I'd be like, "Did you just quote Ephesians?"
yeah, yeah, like
No
my
shame, but
homegirl.
it's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, like my homegirl, she was doing like the young wild thing or whatever, and then she found the word and the Lord, which is cool for her.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
but then it turned into
Yeah, no.
finger pointing and judgment, self judgment and judgment of other people, and it turned into weird dynamic and relationship with religion. This is why I like us watching Mary Mary because Erica understands it. Tina, we know, is not all the way wrapped too tight.
No, she's
But
not.
like when we watched that
A loose
episode
bud.
with the bridal shower when they
Mm-hmm.
had the strippers on, and she was like, "Girl, like you can enjoy sex and have like a meaningful relationship with God at the same time. Like it's
Hello.
not like no one's telling you to like kill people or be
Not at
like
all.
hooking or whatever the fuck, which is nothing wrong with that either. But
No.
it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's get real.
I love the term hooking. I'm never gonna let it go.
Me either. So, um, Drake fan on this boat confronts him about his comments about Tiffany, and he was like, "I literally only just said that to get a rise out of you, just to
Yeah,
see what you
that's
would say."
alarming. Alarming.
Yeah, and
Alarming.
I'm like, "Girl, I hope this is the straw that breaks the camel's back for you to get it through your thick ass head that this isn't gonna fucking work because clearly he does not respect most of you and most facets of you, and then he's just saying shit now to get under your skin
And he's not
because
taking you seriously because the nigga is cheesing the whole time you're talking, and this is not nervous laughter or nervous smiling. Like this nigga just truly is just like, girl, bye, please.
yeah, because I know he's the type to be like, I get what I want with women because I look a certain way,
Yep.
and especially with American women, I'm going to assume because or people from other countries, they have this Italian fantasy,
He seems
you
like he likes
know.
to feed into that. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a Danielle Brooks novel, like, you know what I mean?
he is
And so
white stallion.
he's so he is, you know, owning that. But that's not something that she wants, and he keeps leading her on to believe that there's going to be something more than there is.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Well, Tiffany's not even my type. I like you. I don't like her." And then she's like, "Oh, now you're insulting my cousin." He's not insulting your cousin. He's insulting you. He's not insulting your cousin.
The way she even brought up the conversation, though, it was. But all of this stuff has also built up in her, and she keeps fighting her own spirit. Which, when you go against your own spirit and you doing
And
stuff that is completely contradictory to what is best for you, and you know it, it's never gonna fare well. Which is why you crying and throwing up and drinking wine on a boat.
that's how I know she's not that saved, because the Bible will tell you not to do that shit.
where did where does it say that?
Somewhere in the back.
I was like, I read it because I
It's
gotta
a
know how
lot.
to combat these bitches. So what we
It's a
talking about?
lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Just go with God. Keep like you're supposed to believe.
I had a homegirl who converted hard and did the same self-righteous shit, and that bitch started pointing her finger at me. I said, keep pointing out the stick in my eye, and I'm a stick a rafter in yours. She's like, did you just quote the Bible on me? But like, but threaten me? I was like, yes, bitch, I did. Leave me alone. Like,
There is a 30, almost like Risa Tisa, but there is these Church of Latter-day Saints white boys showed up to this nigga's house. And he talks to them, and he sits them on the porch and refutes everything that they say with biblical text. He'd be like, oh, okay, well, go read in Ephesians, blah, 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 blah. What does that say? And like, without holding a Bible, like, he is so like learned about the religious text, and he's like refuting each and one of their terms. So yes, you can use this book
absolutely.
for whatever somebody says here. You can use the same book and be like,
I know your text. You can't fool me, demon.
Exactly. That's why I think the Bible and Harry Potter is the same thing. Because here's my thing.
Lord of the
Because with religion,
Rings.
like, I understand relationship with God and all that good stuff. Yes,
Yeah,
fine. But you will
spirituality,
not
love it.
tell me a man wrote that shit. And then you have King James, which again, a nigga who didn't like a bunch of shit and took I'm gonna veto this
King
and this
James is a
and this.
rotten human being. We need to get into a deep dive into King James one day.
We do. But that's why when it comes to Drake fan and Adriano, I'm like, I want you you need to find somebody that's in your church. I know you go
Or maybe
to.
not.
She needs to do some healing, self-reflection, figuring out like you don't need to take this energy into your next situation.
She needs to hiatus her whole fucking career right now. Is what she needs to do. Get her fucking life together.
Because I can't imagine like what.
Oh, I would see this and be like, I resign my
I would cancel my
patientry.
subscription
Exactly.
down.
Unsubscribe. But that was essentially them. We'll see. She finally has her realization that this ain't it. He's not taking her breakup seriously, so he's kissing her tears and pouring her wine, and we'll see if she actually follows through in the next episode.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't start yet. Hold on. Make a timestamp. Sorry. I was clogging up like a balloon there.
It's fine.
All right, I'm good.
What?
That'll fuck him up.
He better hit for us neurodivergent nigga.
Nothing is worse because Noah is 10, getting ready to be 11 in a week. Came into the house, and all I hear under her little breath is, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. I'm like, first of all, you don't even know what any of this means. But then
she might. She's a learned individual.
You know what? Yes, because she called out she's like the inappropriate relationships in the original Mean Girls.
He told me. Yes, which I didn't even catch. And when I told Chris Rogers, he was like, she got a point.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. She's
And that's
like,
his
there was
favorite movie.
pedophilia. And I was like, whoa, wait, where? She was like, because Coach K. And I was like, oh, you are not wrong, girl.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
the next thought I had to myself was Drake has a rack of 10-year-old girls around this country screaming OV ho. it's
Yeah.
it's singing his demise to a nasty beat. It is
Mhm. And I hope they in the books too because of the school
the
board.
school board.
That's an election I will not let go. You can talk about the presidents and all the fuck you want, but the schools is where that's
That's where
the
it's at.
important shit.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's
Because
true.
I'm tired of arguing with these. Like, there are so many. My mother, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you this on the main show. I'm gonna tell you now. So, my mother is gearing up for, she got 2 more weeks left before she retire.
Okay, this is no. Your mom's like
So,
a your mom. I'm about to start calling your mother Jay-Z because your
yeah.
mother has claimed retirement like 3 times now.
I know, but it's for real. It's for real. At the end of the
Okay.
month, she's done.
All right,
So
homegirl.
so she was talking about like, oh, I can't stand these young people and blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah. And so she was saying how like she has sat in on like interviews and stuff, and she was like, somebody came. And I've heard of this on social media before, but I didn't think this was like would happen in proximity to me in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, somebody brought their mom to their interview, and I was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, yeah, they brought their mother to the interview. I'm like, oh, they like waiting in the car, or was it too hot so that, they dropped them off and stuff. But then I was like, well, wait a minute. That wouldn't work. Like, cause my mom works for like a big tech company. So
Right.
it's, that's not a thing to do, right? Unless again, drop off, it's hot in the car, whatever, right?
Uh
But she
huh.
was like, no, she was with him. She was holding like his documentation and things and was helping him for the interview. And so when it was time to go to the interview, they denied the woman in, and she had a conniption. And this goes back to what I say
Oh
here
my
all the
god.
fucking time. Because if we vote in the school board elections, therefore we could bring back shit like resume building and how to conduct yourself
How to
in a
balance a
goddamn
checkbook.
interview. Yes, how to write a check. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
how to write a check with the T? You gotta put.
Yes,
You gotta put the. Oh no, that's when I worked at the
zero
supermarket.
zero slash
Yeah,
100
and be like, "Can I see your driver's license, please?" You gotta write the driver's license on there.
at the top.
That was a time. That was a
Mhm.
time.
I'm about to fuck their heads up and write a check one day at
I
Target.
literally told Tristan the other day. I was like, "Remember checks?" He was like, "Oh shit, nigga." I was like, "No one of them don't have any fucking clue what a check is.
Mm-mm.
None at all."
No, which is so interesting. But anywho, um, let's move on
Yeah,
to Annie and Kyle.
this is a neurodivergent ass show.
It is, but it's fine. Um, we're for the people, and
We
most
are.
people are.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
people are
The
need to
more you
go.
know. Yeah.
hmm So, um, they disgust me.
I.
So, like,
Mm-hmm.
how do I speed through this? Okay, so him and Annie, she decided to lose self respect
We just call
and
him
decided,
Belch.
yeah, and she decided to fuck him.
I
I
Another
all
person
this
who
dick
is
in Malta.
directly going against what you know you want and don't want.
This is again proof positive that sexuality is not a choice. She is making like I don't well in this scenario this is a choice. However,
I was
like because well we learned later that she had choices. She has a roster.
hello.
But
There's
anywho,
dick. There is other dick.
and she chose to fuck this one. Anywho, she lets us know it was romantic. He goes into describe in detail about how she was amazed at his endowment,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and more importantly, they did not use protection.
I have no respect for her anymore, at all.
No, me
None.
either. Me either. Now, earlier in the season, they showed previews for the full season,
Mhm.
and they intimated that she was pregnant, right?
Yes.
So she was like, listen, I might be ovulating. And so if I am, that means that egg is coming over the plate and he might have made a home run. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we gotta. We're at the point. I need to sizzle this. I need to get rid of this.
Yeah.
I need a Plan B pill.
Right. So she takes the ovulation test and the test is inconclusive.
Hmm.
And so because it's inconclusive, she's like, "All right, just in case, let me take this control alt delete pill." And so she calls him and is like, "Hey, can you go down to Malta CVS and
Yep.
get me the Plan B pill?"
Hmm.
And he, for however many minutes on television he's on this episode, he continues to mansplain ovulation.
He tells her she doesn't need the Plan B pill because he's been tracking her cycle, her ovulation, her menstrual, her whole situation. He's been tracking it, so he knows that she's not ovulating right now, and therefore she does not need this pill. When I tell you the way that my face was getting hot,
Mine too, for two reasons. One, uh this is like now you're treating her like a donation and you are being combative. You know nothing about the woman's body. You just donate. And number two, I was very upset at her because I wouldn't trust this nigga to get me shit. I would have gone down to or Malta CVS and got the shit myself.
well, yes,
Or there's a bunch of cobblestones, girl. Take one. It's
okay,
not
okay. Charlotte took a tumble, like,
okay.
but also, yes, you could have gone and got to get the pill yourself. You could have done that. But the fact that she is telling him like, I don't care about nothing you're talking about. This is what I want. This is what I need. And you are telling me you are not going to do something. You are not going to do it. And furthermore, everything about my body is wrong. I wanted to throw him over the fucking edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to
She
throw him
should
over
have
the
too.
edge. Yeah, she should. But it's also her fault because, bitch, you knew, but you knew this nigga was off from the minute you laid eyes on him in person, and you made
Hmm.
a willful decision to put you and your child, because this your
You know,
child
I
is,
didn't even think about that. She
uh
has
huh,
a 6-year-old son.
yeah.
Yeah.
You decided to put you and your child's life in jeopardy by potentially letting this nigga impregnate you, and also put yourself in harm's way by fucking him raw. You knew better than all that. Every time some shit rose up and you were like, this ain't right, you still went ahead and did the next thing. And the next thing after that was fucking. He put you on a point system and you still fucked him? You don't love
Yeah.
yourself. You don't love yourself.
No. No. At all. Not at all. This show has me almost siding with the men folk because in this scenario, right? Like, yeah, he's an asshole and he's not well and he should be castrated. But like also, he's never changed from the jump, right? Like
No.
you've known this nigga's been weird since he got there and before.
Yep.
I don't know why you thought you could change him
Since he
and that
showed up
he
to
would
dinner
be
in his
better.
musty t-shirt.
Yeah, I would have said hell no from jump. Like this isn't gonna work because you
Mm-mm.
traveled all week in that outfit and you showed up to our first date dinner in this outfit. That shows, and you didn't even bother to shower.
You put me on a
Anyway.
goddamn point system and said we can kiss after you earn it.
Hmm.
I don't side. I want everybody to go. I want everybody to hold hands and jump.
And what's wild to me is that she tells him like, "I don't want to be pregnant by you," and um, why is everything on his terms? And my thing is like, if you didn't want to be pregnant by him, first of all, you
Why'd you
did
fuck him
because
raw? You right. That's how
well,
you met him.
that's how you met him. And number two, there's always going to be some sort of, level of caution you need to take if you don't want to be pregnant by somebody. And you chose not to take any of those precautions. So what
So
are we
what are we
doing here?
doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
So anywho, in the next episode, we learn that she was talking to another man at the same time she was on the phone with Belch, right?
Yes, transparently. She told him everything that was going on.
And he has not been transparent with how he's been donating. Up until last month he was donating.
Yep.
So he tries to soften her anger with him for not getting the plan B pill by, in the middle of conversation, showing up and putting his phone in her face, showing the results of his STI tests that he took the other day. And she's like,
I don't
what
give a
is it supposed
fuck
to do for
about
me?
none of that. Like I don't.
Well, it's to prove that I am safe and I know what I'm doing. And she's like, well, that's you're deflecting this plan B conversation.
Yeah,
Like that's weird.
because
This
he
you
showed up to the
being
crib
safe.
without the plan B.
Yeah, which we should have saw that coming. He wasn't going to do that anyway.
No.
Because I know, even if she was like, he wasn't planning on doing that anyway because he has this obsession with replenishing the earth with his seed.
Yep. And it's just now hitting her
Mm-hmm.
that it is a true obsession because of the way that he is combating everything that she is saying about her body. And when she flat out says the words, "I don't want to be pregnant by you," he still continues to combat her.
Yeah, it doesn't connect for him.
No.
And so he's like, well, you haven't been honest with me either. After he comes clean after being asked several questions about his recent donations.
Huh.
And she was like, well, when's the last time you saw oh boy? And she was like, right before you came.
Yeah. And what,
And
like I
he's
told
like,
you.
yeah. And he's like, well, did you fuck him? And then she pussies out. And
Mm,
she does the LOL thing that he does. And I was like, oh, well, maybe y'all deserve each other.
yeah.
Because why can't you just stand on business and say, yes,
Yeah, I
I
fucked
fucked this
him.
nigga before you came. You was fucking other
You fucked a
people
bitch before I came. You came too. Like,
and got her pregnant for free.
get out of here.
So, he's hurt. And she's like, you have no interest in stopping donating. And she gives him a flat ultimatum like, either stop donating and be with me or not. And he was like, flat out, I can't stop donating. And so they
That
both get up
irritated
and
me
cry
too.
in the
Not him
corner.
saying he can't stop donating, but her being like, "Stop doing it or be with me." You don't want to be with him.
No.
You don't want to be with him. Why are you even giving the ultimatum, girl? Just end the fucking shit.
End it.
Oh, they make me
So
so
now
mad.
they're in respective corners crying. And that's where we
Good,
left them.
good. I hope they drown in their fucking tears.
Yeah, me too. But that was them.
Yeah.
Womp.
Boop.
We only have, we've only had 4 couples this whole season.
Yeah. I told you
That's
I don't
so,
think anybody's coming. I didn't think anybody else was coming anytime soon.
so surprised, but okay. You want Madeline and Luke, or you want Sean and Aaliyah?
I don't care.
Let's let's go with Sean and Aaliyah.
Yeah.
My girl is a little delusional. And so is Sean.
Sean is a manipulative demon.
Yeah, Sean is how do I say this without getting canceled? Uh hmm, I guess I can't. I can't.
So just say it.
He's like a lot of white gay men who love to let's just tell the story and I'll get there.
Okay.
So she's going to get her hair braided. In episode 8,
Yes.
Aaliyah is. She's going to get her hair braided. She brings her thick bestie Jackie along, who don't know
Yeah.
how to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but
And
Jackie also is necessary.
she is, because Aaliyah don't be asking the right questions,
No.
or she don't ask them at the right time. No, she don't be asking these questions that she need to.
Aaliyah likes Aaliyah's finding her voice now. And so she hasn't always had that voice to use when she needed to use it.
I agree. So she lets us know that they have not had sex since Sean has been there, and Aaliyah's been actually avoiding it,
Uh-huh.
um, because she's a new person, and
Uh-huh.
But more importantly, we learned some shit about them as a couple.
Yep.
So they have been in an open relationship, um, not in a means of that Aaliyah agrees with.
Uh-huh.
So like they were in Spain last year, and um, I should say, because I don't know if Aaliyah was around then. Uh,
Um yeah,
we'll
I'm not
go
sure.
with that. So Aaliyah had peeped game over at Sean's phone and saw that he had an app on his phone.
Yep.
Grinder, Sniffies,
Uh-huh.
Scruff, those type of things.
Yeah.
And um Aaliyah was like, "Well, what the fuck?" And it wasn't a discussion so much as he told her, "Well," and Sean's rationale was this, right? Like, we only see each other for X amount of days at a time, and they're like months that go by.
Yeah.
So I need affection, I need sex, and so I'm not the type to hold out, because I actually don't know when's the next time I'm going to see you.
Yeah.
So, I still love you down and all that good stuff, but I still want to have my get my needs met while we're not together
Uh-huh.
and physically. And so Jackie's kind of like,
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I don't know about all that. You need to discuss with him, like, what's gonna happen when we together. Are we still open when we living together in the US? Like, you need to dig deeper into
Jackie was
a
very alarmed to find out that there was no formal discussion at all.
no, so much as that he told her. And this goes back to him being into Douglas being submissive,
Yep.
and
Ooh.
you do what I tell you to do because
Ooh.
I'm big white and I
Ooh.
can,
Cause he said some shit later.
yeah, yeah. So she sits down with Sean,
Yeah.
Aaliyah does, and she
Uh-huh.
finally talks to him about being in an open relationship. And he explains that we met during COVID, and we were traveling. It was fun, and blah 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 blah. And that they never had a monogamous agreement.
Uh-huh.
He said the following. Sean said that he needed to be in an open relation dynamic because he likes submissive types and Aaliyah is not. He tells Aaliyah to her face that he finds her to be entitled and a bit bossy.
Okay. 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 Now, he calls her entitled, bossy, bad bitch, like all these things, right? Then they play the montage. They roll the beam footage of all of his all of the different examples of her being entitled. They were all clips of Aaliyah being firm and vocal about what she deserves for herself.
Mm-hmm.
This is my body. I am entitled to do the things that I want to do with it. And so that is that. I don't want to be talked to in this way, or whatever the example was in each clip. It was not her being like, fuck you, I'm a bad bitch, I do what I want. It wasn't city girl click click click. It wasn't all of that. It was very much like, this is what's best for me and I want to do this thing. And he called her entitled for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was so disgusted. I was so disgusted.
He said, you can be the boss bitch, but you can't be the boss bitch of me." And I was like, Sean is a trip.
She has not tried to boss him at all.
No,
She
not
has
at
not tried
all.
to control any aspect of his life.
No. And how can she? Because A, she lives in Brazil. You don't. And number two, eh, uh, she is in a vulnerable position
Mm-hmm.
that for whatever reason she has put herself in with him, you know.
She was young.
Um and she's young, which again, all the things that you miss. Like you miss that she was young and dumb and you can control this little Latin boy who happened to do drag at that point.
because
You know what I mean?
you have some insecurities that you need to address within
Mhm.
yourself.
Yes. And so this brings me to what I was going to say about problematic thing that I was going to say earlier. Sean is like Sean is like a lot of white gay men in Los Angeles
Mm-hmm.
who like to prey on men who oh god, it's still problematic. I can't say
Why is it? How is it problematic? Just say it and bleep it out, or take it out if you need to.
because we don't edit this one, so I'm not. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
But let's just say that they prey on Aaliyah's type,
I don't think that's
and
problematic at all. I think it's more problematic of what's being done. Not
yeah,
problematic to call it out. Like,
no.
if y'all are looking for young foreign boys
Hmm.
to have your way with because you have some sort of superiority complex and you feel
Hmm.
like you need to uh assert yourself in some kind of way, and you specifically look for a type of person who
Hmm.
you can prey on in that way, you're no different than a heterosexual nigga who specifically only dates young women of a certain age group. Like, you're not
Yeah,
different. I don't think it's problematic for you to say that at all.
yeah. No. It's a term, but
Oh, copy. Okay, all right.
he's a chaser. Let's go with that.
Oh,
Um,
yes. I know exact. Yes. Mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
he and that's a lot of and that's a big thing here.
Mm,
Especially white gay men who have money and influence and power, which he
mm,
does.
okay.
He has a salon here.
Yeah.
Um,
And
that's not too far from like the like Beverly Hills and area.
uh-huh.
Like he's people are aware of him. You know what I mean? Like he's a big deal, and so he could use that as a flex. And so people in that scenario tend to use that as a mechanism to, obtain what they want
Yep.
sexually and otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But in episode 9, um, they go to dinner
Yeah.
because Sean is leaving tomorrow to go back home. And so we saw as a recap of their conversation about open relationships that he kept trying to change the subject. He became rather defensive and was
Yep.
just calling out all her faults. And she kind of just was like, girl, what the fuck? But I really want her to oh, I can't use that word. Like black out on him, like like one good time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
But
mean?
she does
Like
is that's not even in her spirit. That's
I
the
know, but
thing.
that's what Sean need.
Oh,
Not just in general. He needs
I
to be
fully
cursed the fuck
agree.
out.
Let's be clear. I
Yeah.
fully agree. I
Like who the
just
fuck?
she doesn't have, even with the open relationship conversation, it was like, well, I don't like it, but it's like she's very meek.
Mhm.
And she's finding her voice and and getting empowered more and more, but I still think that she's got such a gentle spirit that she's never gonna
Mhm.
bark on him, black on him the way that she needs to.
She needs to.
Yeah.
Because they sit down and have this conversation about the relationship again. And she was like, listen, if we're going to be open, that's fine. However, it needs to be with somebody that is new,
Hmm.
like someone you don't have a history with, or because I'm going to assume that something else is going on.
Uh-huh.
That is
Uh-huh.
just it's not just sex, it's more
Uh-huh.
romantic than anything, and that's some shit that she has an issue with.
Uh-huh.
And so Sean was like, "Okay, cool. However, there is one person that I fuck casually, and I have a problem with letting them go." Sean's rationale was that I have a problem with hookups. I need to be comfortable and secure with the person that I'm with, even if it is casual sex. And it's a level of safety that's a concern for me. And so it'll be very difficult to not have that dynamic. And he was like, if the shoe was on the other foot, like I wouldn't want to remove you from my life completely.
He is manipulating her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I just can't see myself removing this man out of my life completely. He was like, I can remove him out of our life, but out of my life, no. And that's what he agrees to. And Aaliyah just kind of looks at him, and I was just really like, walk away and leave, queen.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Like, because
deserve
in my head, I'm
better.
like, well, why did you propose? If you
That
think
is
I'm
what I want to
entitled,
know.
if you think I'm entitled, you think I'm bossy, you think I'm X, Y, and Z, then why are you with me? Because you think I'm going to change back into this um, wee little Latin mouse that you wanted to be with,
And not
you
this
know?
entitled bad bitch queen because I said I'd like to take some of the fat off my belly and put it in my ass, and I have a right to
Right.
do that. And all of a sudden, I'm some like staunchy ass bitch because I said that. Fuck out of
Right.
here. Fuck out of
Like,
here.
I really want her to dump Burger King.
I
Like,
do want her to dump Burger
and
King.
find her nigga that's way younger and finer
Get
than
rid of
her.
King Friday, sister. You can get you a King Tuesday.
Yes, exactly. But that was them.
Yeah.
Um, last but not least,
Oh God.
inappropriate relationship. With
Another
Macklemore.
another.
I can't call
You
him
can't call
Macklemore
him
because
that. You can't even do that
he's
to Macklemore.
yeah, no, he is. This is weird. This whole scenario is weird,
Uh huh.
actually.
Yep.
So remember last time we chatted with Madeline and Luke, they were glamping,
Uh huh.
and so he had just got wind of some rumors that his messy bitch best friend Brian told him that Madeline was out creeping with some nigga and had a whole party and had like a whole orgy in her house or whatever they made it seem, which was not the case. So Brian and his girl come, which is I was very disappointed in her too. Brian's girl, I forget her name, which is supposed to be Madeline's bestie.
Yeah.
Like I felt her, but I was also very disappointed. But anywho,
That
we also
we'll get to that in a second.
yeah, because I'm like I was very like Kelly Price. Like there's some people in your circle that are praying against you,
I
Madeline.
also I also I I was like Madeline is insufferable, and I could
Mhm.
understand a homegirl being like, now you got me in your shit. Cause I done introduced you to this nigga. I done have my nigga introduce you to this, or whatever the case is. I don't know what they how they linked up, but I can
Mhm.
understand her being like, she's always in some shit, and I don't want to live my life like that, and I'm not getting ready to put my neck on the line for her being in her shit all the time.
Fair enough. So as soon as Brian and his girl get to the water park where they at, Madeline is like, why you like to be inside my relationship? Like they are having this intense conversation over ice cream.
Yeah, popsicles and cups of
Um
salt.
yes, and so Brian now espouses all these rumors and stuff in a group setting
Yeah.
that he was like, "Well, bitch, I heard that you had an orgy. Niggas was fucking all over on the balcony and everything. There's videos and everything. I have to tell you a gay story."
Why would you say that like that?
Because this all just like racked my brain. because of what happened on the other day.
Okay.
Uh, oh, I'll just tell you now. Okay,
Okay.
so the gays were fighting on Twitter. It was brought to me because it came to Instagram. I was like, well, goddamn. So there was this couple, this young couple, young, light skin in their 20s. So they're obviously gonna like be volatile and hate each other and fight or whatever. One of them one of them be hooking, and,
Oh.
and another one is allegedly like faithful or whatever, right?
Okay.
They both were cheating on each other with porn stars or porn actors.
Different porn actors.
hmm And
Oh.
one of them, one of the actors is very popular, and like they have like ring cameras set up all over their house. And so like the old boy was like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Why they pulled up the ring camera footage? First of all, I didn't know ring camera footage was like 4K.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that shit is
Yeah.
clear,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dolby Digital. And here you go, this nigga's lying because of course they show text messages, and of course that could always be fabricated. But
Right.
then they dropped the videos. And it wasn't even them like just boning. It was like having like intimate moments, like making out, like straddling each other, hugging, like caressing, like they in a relation. Like it's different to one to show like y'all was fucking or whatever.
Right.
But y'all was like
Oh.
boo loving. I was like,
Oh.
and
Oh.
somebody was like, y'all gotta let me know if you have ring cameras in your house because I lift my ass up to fart, and so I need to know.
I'm like that feels
Intrusive and creepy because you need to
yeah.
let me know if I'm on camera, but also be mindful of what you're doing because you never know, you
No,
might be on
I think
candid camera.
both things, but I expect people to have them at their door.
Yeah,
You know that kind of stuff, but like it just feels weird to be walking through somebody's house and they have cameras set up even
they
for
had
their
it
own
set up
shit
like
and they don't tell people that they got cameras all up and through there. That just don't feel.
that's
And a
creepy.
nigga who got cameras all up and through the house like that, I don't know what you into.
Yeah, that's true. Also, this morning I saw on the news this nigga who was kind of fine. I was so upset. Got arrested because he posed as like a door dasher and was like breaking into people's homes in this apartment complex. And the only reason how they caught him was through ring cameras for people having ring cameras on their doors. And I was like,
See,
I don't want to invite Skynet into my home. I already have this little iRobot vacuum
I'm
thing,
gonna
but
tell
I was
you how I like. So my apartment is like in the cut,
mhm,
and so sometimes the door dashers or whoever will leave stuff at my door, and I'll
mhm.
just open the door and grab it real quick. Sometimes I got something on, sometimes I don't. My neighbor recently across the hall got a ring camera on her apartment door.
Mm.
And I'm like, now I can't open my door naked anymore just to even grab a bag at the door because I'm going to be right there in your shit.
Yep.
Like, that doesn't feel right to me.
It doesn't. But then you hear stories of like niggas stealing and breaking in, and you need
I
some sort of evidence.
know. I hate it.
But anywho, um, Brian is spreading the gossip about what he heard. Essentially, she had a party and that she had some drunk nigga in her bed, and she fell asleep with the same nigga in her bed with her top off.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah.
And so his girl is silent boots. Like she's just sitting there eating her Neapolitan ice cream, like, this ain't got shit to do with me.
And no,
And so Madeline admits that she did have a party. She admits that there was drunk people there. She admits that there was a drunk nigga in her bed.
yeah,
But she was like, I did not have my top off, and I did not fuck him. And
I don't
I'm
believe her.
convinced. Really, I believe her
I didn't.
because she would have denied everything if she didn't. Like, or if she did, you know what I mean? But she was very much like, no, I did do that and I did do this, but I did not do that.
Why you ain't tell the nigga you was having no party? Because you're 19 and shouldn't be in a long distance relationship with a 50-year-old.
Yeah,
But
that sounds like because she's 19. I don't, you know what I mean? She's 19
but I
and she
don't believe
probably
her.
feels as though
I don't
she
believe
can
her
get
because she
over.
likes to show off her body, and she got them titties done. And I would not be surprised. I don't think because I don't think she did anything. I don't think she physically did anything with anybody, but I do absolutely believe she was in the bed. That is a very specific scenario, and
I guess
so
so.
I personally was like, yeah, it happened. She didn't do nothing, which is why she was like, I didn't do anything, but I
Mm,
absolutely believe that it happened.
yeah, that's fair. Um, so like Luke feels like she cheated. That he's more on your side. Like, no, this bitch is lying. She fucked the whole
And I
hood.
want
You
him to be
know,
very clear. I'm not on his side.
he
I
said some wild shit because addressing her homegirl, because she was like, I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because, this my husband and I gotta be ride or die, but also this my bestie. And I was like, girl, fuck him.
yeah.
But also you need to talk to your nigga about being messy and being in other people's
That
business.
it's she needs to have a conversation with her nigga about
And
about being because this is messy, and she needs to have a
mhm,
conversation with her
a
homegirl
sit down.
about tightening the fuck up.
Yes. If you want me to be with you on the vote, you need to tell me
You
ahead
got
of time.
okay. You gotta tighten up, bitch. You cannot have the. But also, my nigga cannot be out here coming from the left, coming from the left. But she
Yeah.
also can. She was like, "Why are you in my relationship?" No, you got to talk to both of your people.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they get into it and he was like, this is teenage drama. I want to be with a woman. And so for this episode and the rest of the next episode, he's like talking to her like a parent, like chastising her. Was it infantilizing? I can't ever say the word.
Infantilizing. Yeah.
Yes. Like,
Yes.
say you're sorry. Say what you did wrong. Now you apologize to me and blah 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 blah. So in episode 9, he's fake hurt. He's wearing his furor on the balcony, and so is she.
Yeah, out there
Like,
looking like two Therians.
yeah, they look like snuffleupaguses from the Sesame Street,
Mm-hmm.
and he thinks this is the ultimate betrayal. And I was like, you would say this because you broke.
Yeah.
Because if you were in dire straits, you wouldn't be tripping this much.
Nope.
So again, she admits these things, but she did not fuck, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so now he's like, oh, well, the prenup is necessary. This firmly confirms that I need a prenup. And again, what are we prenuping here?
Right. Right.
Because all you have, and you've told us for 3 episodes straight, that all you have to your name now is this
Is the fucking
apartment
in that fucking I shade business.
shade business, your zeal shades or whatever the fuck that they sell on Facebook.
And cute aura.
Yeah. So he's like, say you're sorry. And she kind of like, hold on.
No.
I get to decide who stays with you, not you. She was like, listen, I made a mistake. Yes. I shouldn't have had,
Niggas in the
this
bed.
niggas in the bed. But I am fuck. And also I have way more reasons to not be with you than you do with me. And I'm like, both of y'all equally don't need to be with each other
Well,
for an
there's
equal
that.
amount of reasons.
There's that, and also, I was like, "Oh, sister, you are playing a game of chicken right now," because
What
if
did I say yesterday about rap? You see what I mean? You see?
you're playing a game of chicken, because if you all break up, he can tell you to pack all of your bedazzled shit into those Amazon suitcases that are on your
Hmm.
storefront and tell you to get the fuck. And you are not gonna be out here with that same attitude. I'm not saying this nigga is right. I'm not saying that would be right. What I'm saying is play the long fucking game.
She watching the wrong Sharp
She
Entertainment
watching
show.
the wrong show, sister. You don't
Mhm.
want to lose your high rise, and that way you might lose it soon because he don't have no money. But you don't want to lose it where he has to tell you to get out because you was being extra stubborn.
Mhm.
Because ultimately she
Mhm.
was wrong. He just should have never been talking to her like that.
Exactly. So fast forward, they make up and they get back together. Like it wasn't anything. They
No,
having some weird, gross, emotional moment on the boat. I tuned out and I started folding laundry.
very good.
And boo to them.
Yeah. And that was it for
So,
them.
and that was them. So yeah, tune in for more next week.
It's
And
the finale, or it's not the finale. Am I doing a you
I'm
right
not.
now?
You might
Yeah, I
be
might
because
be.
I don't know.
Okay, all right, copy.
Yeah. I was very clear not to write season finale next week.
No, because I was like, did they even say it was the finale? I don't know.
No, I do know that next week, we Alex finally
Oh yes, I did see that.
dumps
Yes,
this nigga, and
yeah,
then
allegedly
oh yeah, and Aaliyah goes for
a
feminine face
consultation.
surgery.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I'm looking forward to that, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.